Howdy, it is I, Junk. Back again, not particularly soon. I would have been here a week earlier, but last Sunday I decided instead of recording, I was going to go play with Village Idiot. And we had some good times. I will link to his channel down there. He is very talented. It's always interesting to play with really talented players. And this is something I think about sometimes. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before, but the difference between playing a solo queue and playing in a squad of like top players. It's like the difference between street ball and the NBA. It's not that one is necessarily better than the other, but they are very different. So you end up making a lot of mistakes if you're used to playing solo queue and you jump back into a squad and you haven't played squad for a while. Because you make some assumptions, and the big one being you make the assumption that you have to do everything, like you have to be everywhere, which number one, you don't. You've got five even more talented a lot of times people who can do things. You don't have to be everywhere. And two, because you extend yourself trying to be everywhere, you end up sacrificing bots you wouldn't have to sacrifice because the team you're facing is six people who are as good as you are a lot of the times if you're doing squad on squad. It's a different skill set, and moving between them psychologically takes some time. So I go between rocking a lot of solo queue games to I'll jump into a squad with Village Idiot, and all of a sudden it's like I'm seeing fourth place, fifth place, sixth place way more than I would normally see it. So just a thought on that topic. But yeah, this video is going to be a lot about the Shenlou. So I've learned a lot about it. I've got some thoughts and feelings about it. I guess the first thing let's talk about is the Ultimate Corona and the Ultimate Glory and why those are on it instead of the new weapons. You've got, yeah, I'm using the other thing right now, the other browser. So Feng Bao right now, it's not Mark III, but 2.12, does 4762 damage with a 100-meter range and a 6-second reload time. And it has an effect, quote unquote, accumulate an effect on enemies that disable their movement. Doesn't quite say lockdown, does it? It accumulates an effect that disables their movement, but, is it lockdown? Maybe. But yeah, 4762, 100 meters. So then we go back to the Ultimate Glory here. Damage 35,000 instead of 4,600. Range 500 meters, although effective range is probably like 350. And it imposes lockdown. So, the Glory and the Corona have a similar cone effect, except it's longer. It has the same reload and does a lot more damage. So it's very hard to find a situation where if you have Glory and Corona, you wouldn't use those. So yeah, that's why you'll see that, sorry, my brain is trying to figure out how to process how to explain this. We're going to look at 4 games today, okay? But they're going to go in reverse chronological order. So the further we go back, because I didn't know I was going to do 4. I was just going to do 2, and I was like, my voice isn't totally gone yet. It's getting there, as you can tell. My voice isn't totally gone yet. Let's go look at a couple more games. So you're looking at the earlier games later. That has a couple effects. One of them is that at one of the early games, I say something like, I always start with the green Shenlou. And then you see in the other games, I always start with the green Shenlou because I want to have my second Shenlou be the stronger one. And then you'll see I start one of the games with the blue Shenlou. Well, they were different loadouts. And I was testing stuff and I didn't. So yeah, it was like a rule that didn't apply at the time I made it. That's one effect. Of those 4 games, you're going to see a lot of Shenlou kills. It's something like, I think there's a total of 79 kills in the 4 games, and I think 75 or 74 of them are Shenlou. And I've started to wrap my head around the Shenlou ability a little bit, which I think it's 35 seconds at Mark III, right? 40 seconds at Mark III. You learn something every day. It's 40 seconds, and then within that 40 seconds, you get 3 teleport charges. Eventually, you teleport back, and it's not always perfectly in your control when you teleport back because of that. But it is like a Scorpion, and it isn't. Because when I first saw the ability, I was like, well, then what's the point of the Scorpion anymore? Well, the point of the Scorpion is the Scorpion has pretty good control of when to get into a fight and when to get out of a fight, right? Because you go right back. The Shenlou actually doesn't have that level of control. So if you have a bunch of enemies that are clustered in one place, the Scorpion can get in, hit someone, and get out before people can react. The Shenlou is kind of just there, and you might teleport around those enemies, behind other targets, but it is very possible for you to go down an enemy spawn. So, in a way, Shenlou, I think, is a great change from Curie and the Ocho Kochi. Sorry, I'm talking really fast for some reason. I'll try to slow down a little bit. Because I've been recording like voiceover for like 3 hours, so my voice is also kind of struggle busting a little bit. It's a great change from the Curie and the Ocho Kochi, which are just absolute tanks where you can just walk in and do whatever you want, pretty much. Shenlou is not going to survive long if that's the way you play it. And it's almost like the worst possible fit for the Feng Bao and the new weapons, because you can hit everybody in a small area when kind of the last thing you want to do is for everyone to turn to you. So I don't know that I necessarily love the new weapons on this particular robot. If I ever get when I get 4 of the heavy, I'll put them on a behemoth and see how I feel about that. I said when I ever, because I put a poll in the community section before saying, like, should I stop playing the game if I don't get the ultimate Ao Ming? And I'm kind of like, most people think I should stop playing. I think they just think I should stop playing, so I should stop playing. I feel like I should stop playing because the nature of our relationship. You can see I've got 2 ultimate gendarme. There's 2 weeks left. I have acquired every single ultimate data pad available. And I've gotten more pulsars and more Orkins out of it. I was thinking, you can see I've got like 4 Orkins now on this Typhon. And like the amount of Orkin, not going to let me scroll by grabbing the scroll bar. Fine, we'll scroll down normally. Like, I don't need any more ultimate Orkins. This doesn't include the 4 that are on the thing. And it gave me some more ultimate pulsars, which are here somewhere. Yeah, I don't need any more ultimate pulsars. We're good on that too. You can stop that. So I'm now in a situation where, having done everything I possibly could have done to acquire the ultimate Ao Ming, I might not get it. And that makes me feel some kind of way, because my recollection, tell me if I'm misremembering this. I remember when they launched the Ultimates was the same time as they announced the Doritos, and they said that these were going to be rewards for the most dedicated players, right? Well, I've done everything I could possibly do to acquire this robot. And it makes me think back to the way I've always defined the relationship to war robots, which is like being with a gold digger. I mean, you've heard me say this, several times. And it's not that it's bad to be with a gold digger. It becomes bad to be with a gold digger when you forget that's what they are, and you think you're going to marry them and this is going to be your wife and you're going to live a life together, because you're not. The gold digger wants one thing. What makes that relationship work for some period of time is as long as you remember that's what the gold digger wants and you've got something you want and you get that out of it. Well, to extend this analogy, at the point when the gold digger stops giving you the thing you're there for is when the gold digger stops getting the bag. And that's ultimately kind of where we're at with war robots. I've done everything I could possibly do to acquire these weapons. Now, if the gold digger isn't going to return by giving me the thing I'm here to get, then at some point you got to say, I need a new gold digger, right? Or I need to find a different relationship. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm not saying I'm definitely going to walk away, but my head right now, I'm thinking, I don't know. What am I doing here? If you take every single opportunity, you do everything, you complete every event you possibly could, and you don't get the prize for that event, why are you still in this relationship? Like, why are you still playing this game? So yeah, I'm not definitely going to walk away, but I have talked to my clan about it, and I said, listen, I don't know how it's going to go if I can't get the Ao Ming. And a wise man in my clan, Algebraic, is very wise, and pointed out, there's 2 weeks left. They seem to accelerate the opportunities towards the end, so I might still get it. I don't know if you've encountered one in the wild. I actually have run into these things, and they are utterly indestructible. I have emptied like full clips of Eiffel into them, and they just get healthier and healthier. That's another problem, and how they're going to adjust the balance on that, which I've given some thought to. I'm thinking maybe what they'll do, they could do is adjust how healing works. Because they said they weren't going to nerf them, right? The ultimate stuff. But if you need to rebalance, then what do? And you could just change the nature of healing intrinsically and then leave. Like the Ao Ming has the same amount of healing, but healing has a different significance. Or you release something that, like a Titan version of a subduer, right? So it has the same healing, but it can't actually effectuate it. I'm guessing the Titan subduer is maybe the more likely of those options, because the problem is if you rework healing from the ground up, you've then nerfed functionally every healing robot. So you then need to rework the mender, and and at some point, like, everyone sees what you're doing. You nerf all healing, but everything that heals but the Ao Ming gets reworked. Yeah, it's a little suspicious. It's a little suspicious. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on my relationship with this gold digger and what that poll means. And I'm not certain what I want to do. But yeah, I've never been confused about what my relationship to war robots is. And so when they stop giving me the value of being with a gold digger is when I stop being with a gold digger. And if that happens, I don't know what I'll do next. I said semi-jokingly, but semi-seriously, when Stardew 1.6 comes out, I'll start uploading Stardew videos. Not on this channel, don't worry. I'm not going to subject you to Stardew if you're not into that. But I'll start making Stardew videos because it'd be interesting to try being less toxic. Or I wonder if I should just be more toxic, right? When Stardew Valley comes out, just start swearing about the villagers, insulting them all as I'm playing. I got some thoughts about the wizard, and you're all going to hear it now. But yeah, no set plan for that just yet. Depending on if you've dropped into some games with me, you may have seen I've been working on a different ranged hanger just to see how it works out. So far, this Volt Dagon is the only one that has actually shaped up to be useful. And I know there were other content creators who made it, and I feel like I tried it in the past because I had 6 volts, so I don't know why I stopped running it. My thought here with this hanger was that, I've got good range on everything. The shortest range is the Ocho at 600 for now until the nerf comes and it's 500. You still need something to contest an up-close beacon, so that's why the Ocho. You still need something to snag beacons if it comes down to running beacons, and that's why the Loki. It has not been a very good hanger. And I wonder if the lesson I'm really learning from it is that in a beacon mode, all games are brawls, eventually. Except for when the Newtons, chain choke you. At the end of the day, in a beacon mode, you have to get the beacons. And I actually have been in games where I've been getting chain choked by Newtons, and they still lost. Because the Newtons were too slow then to grab the beacons. Because, they didn't have the beacon advantage. So they managed to take out a whole bunch of robots until we were almost mech'd. But then, unlike Dreadnought, they still had to then walk to get the beacons, and by the time they got there, the game was over. So I guess my point being, there's some argument, there's some philosophical argument here that all games, all beacon mode games, especially Beacon Rush, at some point devolve into brawls. And that will be even more true when the Newtons are nerfed. So yeah, the 4 games, these games are all about the Shenlou. They really are. In some games, it's all Shenlou. I think it's all Shenlou, and then there's one game where I drop an Eiffel. Briefly, between Shenlus. The first one is a new kill record for me, so I'm thrilled about that. And yeah, it's a total of 79 kills in 4 games. So, let's get into it. Alright, we're here on the carrier. We got 2 Shenlus, 2 Curie, and Warrior Typhon. And this is really going to be a Shenlou show primarily. Actually, I think entirely. Alright, dropping in the green Shenlou, Ultimate Glory on top, Ultimate Chrono on the sides, Kestrel Drone, and the White Star Pilot, which is going to give me a little bit more Aegis Shield when I teleport. You know how bad I am at identifying robots at times, and I'll say the wrong thing? It's inevitable here. I kill about a robot every 15 seconds on average in this game, and we're already 50 seconds in, and that's just walking. So it's going to come fast and furious. Right now, I should be walking around more to hide that I'm a teleporting robot, but I see I've got targets on the right, but I really want to teleport into center. Because if they're on the right, I get more cover teleporting to center because they can't shoot up over the edge as much. So, teleport behind the emoji just like my friendly scorpion does. It explodes. That's our first kill. I see they're all clustered on their secondary, and I'm looking for what's a good target on the secondary. And I think I see a Wayland, and yeah, it's a Wayland. I hit him with the mute, and he's got Calamity. He goes down. Behind him, the Nether with the Magnetar. And not a difficult target to take down. Then I was shooting into a Sonic Scorpion when my ability ends and I teleport back. That's fine. I know where the Scorpion is. He's right there on the side. Scorpions are like the second most important target you could take out. And I could have teleported into center, but I really think we got to take out this Scorpion. And what am I going to teleport behind now? Another Calamity Wayland. There's been a 2-for-1 sale on these. There's the Godlike teleporting up here to the Fenrir, but now I'm in a bad situation because much of their team is on their primary beacon. So they all are looking at me and shooting at me, and yeah, that's all she wrote for the green Shenlou. I'm thinking about dropping the Typhon and say, no, you know what? I'm going to drop the blue Shenlou. Blue Shenlou has Kate O'Donnell pilot, gives you 8% more damage on lockdown targets. Other than that, it's the same as the first one. Let's finally take care of that Scorpion problem. Let's take care of that Fenrir. 2 soft targets land. Ophion gone. There's a Hawk with more Calamity. What is it with the Calamity? And horror of horrors, I don't get the kill on that leech. That's depressing. Where's my leech kill? Another Ophion goes up into the air. There's an Ion Fafnir that I was shooting into as I get teleported back to center because my ability ends. And now I'm slowly walking back towards their primary under the effect of a gravity amp. And we're getting close to the point where the Titans come out, and the game kind of changes a little bit when the Titans come out, as we'll see. I find somebody on the ground. I don't want to teleport to somebody in the air because then I'm just a falling target. Okay, we got a Sonic Angler down. There's an Ares with... What does he got there? I can't tell. Well, I get inside the Ares shield. He's gone. A Weather Chicken just explodes in front of me. By Weather Chicken in that case, I mean Harpy. Ao Jun with what I think were more Calamities, really? And I get lifted by a Newton, so I teleport just to avoid the Newton, and it teleports me back to my starting place, and you can see why I said I don't want to be falling. I don't want to teleport to a target in the sky, because I just take a fair amount of damage falling straight down. Okay, so now I'm walking back towards their home, and I want to teleport up onto their platform back there to avoid as much as I can the Newton, and I teleport to another Harpy, take him out. How about a third Harpy? Yeah, well, let's get the limited edition Harpy. And I mute the Newton. I'm walking to take out the Newton, and the Mars drops right in front of me and just gets all of those shotguns. Sorry about that, Mars. Newton goes down. And we have a Lynx with mismatched hammers. I know there's an Ao Jun to my left that's off where I can reach him. And I get teleported back to where my starting point was, and there's a Sirius here. As we've seen before, these shotguns do serious damage to the Sirius, and the Sirius is seriously gone. So, who's left? Who wants some? We got the Typhon with a mismatched set of feinters for the Beyond Godlike. Behind the Skyros, a couple shots under the Skyros. The Skyros does not fold up for some inexplicable reason and just decides he wants to eat some more shotgun. Living Legend on the Skyros. Hit the mute on the Lynx. Take the Lynx out. And now I'm kind of running out of targets back here. I see that we've got an Ao Jun that I can't reach, really, from here. Unless I want to fall off into a random area. So it's time to bring out the Eiffel to help mop up. Eiffel goes up. I've watched that in slow motion to figure out what it was. It was a kid with lantern hands and a Veyron shoulder. Ao Jun goes down. I was very curious what I took out there. Ophion goes up. The Seraph. Someone else in the group takes out the Seraph. And now it's just an Ophion. And I get my one and only assist of the day. And it seems like... yes, I forgot. The emoji comes out, and it feels for a minute like he feels like some kind of way about me, and then he decides the best thing he can do is deny anybody on the team the kill. Which, fair play, I guess. But that's the victory. And let's take a look at the stats. I took the increased rewards to get 8 million silver on that game. 7.6 million damage, 1 assist, 23 kills, and 4 beacons, which also means that, like, I got the top beacons on my team, too, which is nice. Actually, I got the top beacons on the game. And yeah, I had to take the screenshot of that. I had to take the screenshot of that. That's, I got one more than twice as many kills as the rest of my combined team. That's a pretty good game in most places. It's certainly a record for me. So, that's the first game. Let's take a look at some more. All right, we are here in the valley. I always start off with the green Shenlou first because I think the blue Shenlou is stronger, and I always want my robots to be stronger when I drop the next one. It's like I always want you to regret taking out the one that I'm in so that when the next one drops, you're like, oh man, I should have left him in the earlier one. Teleporting to center, not knowing what's there, turns out to be a very confused Ocho Kochi who doesn't quite manage to face me before he goes all the way down. Lynx coming here, gonna try to take me out. When you're in a situation like this, just don't wait to cap the beacon. I know this is weird advice, but you're in a very fragile robot. Stay deadly and confuse people. And we got there. That was a Blight Dagon we took out. We teleported back to the Lynx just as our ability ended. And so now we're just waiting that countdown timer, and I'm looking for targets, looking for someone to take out. I see this guy has stealth on the right, so I'd like it to be him, but I can't make him vulnerable, so he has to decide to do something. There we go. And I teleport behind what turns out to be a Reaper Crisis. Easy rampage. Teleporting, I don't know what I'm teleporting to, and it's a Calamity Behemoth. I appreciate your drip, but you still gotta go. And is this a sniper map that I'm not appreciating enough? Beyond Godlike on a second Hammer Crisis. Labras Ophion goes down. I think that was Labras? Second Ophion goes down, and I've got my Living Legend. I try to take out the Mender, but my ability ends too soon. I get the assist for the Mender. I don't manage to take out that Ophion, so at this point they're probably not thrilled with life. Hey, one of the things I really like about the Shenlou is that you can take out the Loki without needing quantum radar. You just walk and shoot. So I very much appreciate that. At least if you've got a weapon that hits an area in front of you. I teleported not knowing what this was, and it was a Scorpion who then teleports behind me, and it's like, hey, that was my idea. I had that first. I do recognize that this is too much heat for me, but, you know, what are you going to do? I'm here. So Mars is a good soft target. Teleport behind the Mars. Let's help ourselves to a little fainter Mars. Double kill. I lost my kill streak, I guess. There's the Invader. Triple kill on the Invader. And this is the Mace Typhon with the mixed maces. See a lot of mixed weapon loadouts in this game. Ophion for the Godlike, my second Godlike of the game. I don't know what I'm teleporting to up here. Oh wait, let's pick the one I know. And take out the Erebus. See if we can take out this Ophion. Now what's interesting about this part is I get thrown by the Ophion and teleport behind him immediately. I get thrown again and I teleport to the Skyros. So one of the fun things about Shenlou is that the Ophion's ability to like throw you across the map is actually pretty well mitigated. Ophion, that's, what is it, third, fourth Living Legend? I think probably third Living Legend. And that was the end of my ability. That was back where I first started teleporting. And I decided I'm just going to try to go into this little corner here and help myself to a nice piece of Luchador. And for some reason, that's okay with him. I get the Titan Slayer. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That's the kind of thing where when my health starts going down, I start looking around. So, life lessons. Teleport now behind the Eiffel. Get an assist on the Eiffel, I'll take it, hey. And they're probably thinking this game might be out of hand right now. Ooh. What is that? Blight? What is that? Blight? Hammer? Angler? It's scrap now. Oh, Lynx, and yeah, we're just waiting for everything's over but the crying. People get angry sometimes when I say something like, it's scrap now. Hey man, it's cool. It's a game. We're just talking here. Relax. I like the Angler as much as the next guy. 6.6 million, 3 assists, 19 kills, and 1 beacon. Hey, 1 beacon is pretty good if you mech them. If you mech them, you don't need any beacons. You just gotta mech them really, really fast with no beacons. But yeah, that's game 2, and that was all one Shenlou. So let's, we've done 2 games. Let's do a third game. Let's do a third game, and I don't know, maybe a fourth if we're feeling up to it. It's been an extra week. I made you wait an extra week. Why don't we see what we can do here? All right, next game. Okay, we are here in the factory. This is a game from earlier in the week. You'll see a different Shenlou build here for the second Shenlou. The first one you have seen before. The blue Shenlou, ultimate glory on top, ultimate corona on the sides, Pascal drone, Kate O'Donnell pilot. Drifting towards center here. Obviously with the teleporting bot, you want to have cover as long as you can. Some hurricanes drop behind me. Interesting. And I see something crawling up there, and it's a Fainter Mars. I teleport right behind him. Fainter Mars is down. I turn around and I see a Hurricane Mars. That's interesting. Someone just shot hurricanes at me. Hey, sir, I'd like to have a word with you, sir. Sir. Oh, well. Okay, no one's having a word with him anymore. That is a Brisant Subduer Curie mixed build. Goes down a little easy for a Curie. A weird loadout on a Skyros, and I teleport back before I can do anything about it. Now, if I had, 3 or 4 Ochos back there, I'd have teleported somewhere else, but since I saw more soft targets, I'm going right back in. And something's coming up here. The Cudgel Kepri goes down. The Trickster Tamer Dagon goes down for the Godlike. I teleport again behind this Redeemer Lynx, which uses its ability and goes into the goo to get away from me. I teleport down to the Skyros I couldn't get before, and then a little bit of a kill steal. I get the Bendy Bullet Harpy for my first living legend. Redeemer guy is coming back, and my ability ends and I teleport back. That is the biggest thing. The teleport back on the Shenlou, man. It will end when you're capping a beacon. It'll end before you get your kill. It's part of the joy, man. Just accept it. It is what it is. Right. Teleporting back in now behind a Zeus Seraph, which was standing the go anyway, goes down. That Redeemer Lynx is finally going to give me my 3rd or 4th living legend. I think it's 4th. I lost count, though. And now we've got... Was that the Razdor, those bendy bullets? Yeah, the Razdor Mars. Living legend. And weirdest Ocho I've ever seen takes off my head. A Rust Rocket Ocho takes off my head. I managed to teleport back, but I fall over as soon as I do. It's early in the game. A lot of beacon bar still left, although we have a great beacon advantage. I drop the Eiffel, speaking of bendies. And with the Eiffel like this, I'm not paying any attention to what I'm shooting. If I don't see an absorber shield, and I see that the rockets are hitting, I keep shooting. Obviously, don't shoot into absorber shields. And that's like, the basics. And like, how World of Warcraft boils down to don't stand in fire. I think a great deal of War Robots boils down to don't shoot the absorber. 2 Ophions land. Hey, when is that nerf coming? Because I could use it right about now. I managed to get one of the Ophions down. Now, I'd been shooting at this thing before, not knowing what it was. I still don't know what it is. I try to dash over, get myself caught on the wall, and it's a Typhon with radiation. Sonic Scorpion drops in, and more importantly, a Newton drops in and just rocks me. Absolutely wrecks me. My only solace is that the Ophion has the Newton has his kill stolen by an Ophion. So the Newton guy's like, hey, when is that Ophion nerf coming? All right, here we have the other Shenlou with the Feng Bao and Lei Ming. Feng Bao is the heavy, and Lei Ming is the medium. And the Seeker drone. And you'll see, we'll talk about it at the front, I'm sure, why this wasn't my favorite build, but it does sort of work. It's effective. It's not effective. Teleporting here behind that Seraph, trying to get a little damage, but end up in a reload phase and get teleported back. This is just bad timing on my part. Everyone is clustered on their first beacon, but my teleport is not up. So I have to just watch as they slowly drift away from where I could really do the most damage. Teleport behind a Hell Lynx. Take that out. Dropping the mute now on what... Not sure what that was, but it's gone now. Triple kill on the Ophion. And I'm trying to figure out, where did that Rook go that was just there? And turns out the Rook... Rook had other priorities. I was not high on his to-do list. I teleport back because it's the end of my ability. Sorry, was that a jumping bulwark, or was that a Nemesis? I think it was a Nemesis. When's the last time you saw a Nemesis? Alright, I teleport to a Puncher Orochi. And because I've got the Seeker drone, his stealth is not stealthing. So it's going to be a bad time for him. And my full weapons give me the Rampage. It looks like it's pretty close to all over but the Crying. They're flipping their secondary back, but with only 3... Oh, they got 4, so it's a 4-on-5. But they have a big bar disadvantage. and a beacon disadvantage. I'm just trying to get in what damage I can to pad my numbers a little bit. I don't necessarily think I'm going to have any chance of getting him down, and that's the victory. Let's take a look at the numbers here. 5.3 million, no assists, 18 kills, and 1 beacon again. I'm having a good 1 beacon day. I feel like I'm going to just stipulate, if you get 18 kills, it might be okay that you get 1 beacon. If you had 3 people do that on your team, it's definitely okay. So that's game 3, and I think I've got one more game from earlier in this period where I was testing things out that we can look at. Let's go look at that, and then 4 games is a big day, so we'll wrap it up after that, right? Get into it. Okay, we are in Shenzhen. And we're going to start with the green Shenlou here. Feng Bao on top, Leming on the sides. White Star Pilot, Seeker Drone. White Star Pilot giving us more shield when we teleport. And you're going to see kind of why I switched to the configuration of the blue Shenlou from here on out. Getting hit by Bendy's, teleport back to my home because I see that we have a Nether on it. Nether goes down. I see another Nether and I think, oh, I can take him out. But before I can teleport, I get hit by a blackout from somewhere. I don't know exactly where. So I have to go back behind cover. And when I teleport to what I think is the Nether, it's a shell. I got a little 3-card Monty action. They managed to trick me. A shell with freeze rockets. I phase and teleport back to their home to a Mars who has a buddy Dagon. And I don't even see. He's got another buddy Mars. Takes me out from the side. Okay. So we've got the outside beacons. They've got center and home. I drop on beacon B, and I can tell because my janky targeting immediately goes up that there's somebody on the roof. I teleport to that guy on the roof. It's a hawk. Easy to take out, but I did not expect the barrel. I had a little bit of a mini jump there when the barrel got me. And I'm getting hit by a harpy. Teleport down to that Hurricane Mars that was so brave and taking my first Shenlou. Take him out. The Hell Harpy goes down. Looking around. Who wants to dance? Who wants to dance? Ochos Ophions, push him up against the wall, get him down to his last stand, but my ability ends. So I'm back here on Beacon B, and this is where normally I say keep moving so that they don't know who you are. I'm doing something very different here. I feel pretty confident in this game. I want them to know it's me. I want them to know exactly where I am and what I am. So this is much more like a stalker horror story situation I got going on here. Teleporting right back. Can't get the angle before he goes into the portal. Get the emoji that left the portal before it gets off. Shooting into center where that Ophion is. Teleporting, and we should be able to take him out. It's going to take a second, though. Yeah, the double gravity amps are kind of a pain. But there's the godlike. It's all happening back in their home. Let's go back in their home. I see a Dagon there. And yeah, he was the other guy that took out my first Shenlou. All right, I'm just checking the beacons. Like, I don't know where that assist came from because I see we're getting some action on beacon A, but that's okay. Still have a beacon lead and half the beacon's bar gone. I'm going to keep playing. Hey, there's that shotgun angler that got away the first time. We have a hybrid Brisant Nucleon Lynx. And the Subduer Curie goes straight down. And as I turn back to the Lynx, we have a hybrid Heimdall with sonic shoulders and cinder hands. I teleport behind him. Meanwhile, another Siren and another Curie drop in. I manage to take out the Heimdall, and my ability ends. And I'm right back here. I'm back here. You're like, have you seen the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Come get me. Come get me. I'm right in the corner. Come get me. As soon as my ability is back, this time I start walking over there because I see somebody walking towards me. So we have the Incinerator Fenrir. I teleport past him to go hit that hybrid Curie in the back, take out the Curie, and now I teleport back to the Giftbringer. And he turns around to shoot me. I teleport behind him again. As his last stand is ending, I'm still shooting him. I get him almost gone, but as his repair amps kick in, 2 of his weapons pop off. So now we have a Fenrir with the firepower of a Cossack just looking around, and he's confused. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what game he's playing. He's like, Jenga! Another living legend there on the Fenrir, and I go right back to where I've been. I'm right here. Who wants to dance? I'm right here. I'm right here. So at this point, they might be getting a little bit concerned. And again, now, because they know who I am and where I am, I'm not teleporting in from that corner. I'm walking through. I think that was a Falcon we took out. Can I get the Newton? I'm shooting him right in the belly. A little free appendix surgery. And, oh, I don't get the Newton assist only. Man, Well, can I get the... I don't get the weather chicken either. Man, I can't get any kills this game. Oh, there we go. I got the Raven with the Pulsar and the Magnetar. That's nice. Trying to get back home beacon, but of course, I teleport back. My ability ends. It's the one thing, like, it's not the greatest capping robot ever. There's a hybrid Typhon here. I'm going to take him out for another living legend. And then, I don't know what I'm teleporting to, but I got faith, and it turns out, whoa, a glory behemoth would have been scary if it wasn't, you know, walking and unaware that I was behind it. Let's teleport back. Can I get my Titan Slayer that I didn't get before? A little bit of a kill steal, but yeah, I'll take it. I got my Titan Slayer too. That's nice. I mute the Rook. Someone's shooting me in the back, but that's okay. I'm teleporting here to the Siren. Take out the Siren for, well, I don't know, what was that, 7, 8, some number of living legends. And we get the victory here with the second Shenlou. Let's take a look at the stats. $8 million damage, 2 assists, 19 kills, and 2 beacons captured. That's a pretty good day. Where I'm from, that's a pretty good day. So, as you can see, I definitely prefer the Glory build on the Shenlou, which we will talk about up front, I'm also sure. Thank you if you've made it to the end of the video. If you're a dog or cat at home alone, because I'm your babysitter, I'm sure you're a good puppy or kitty, and that your parents will be back really soon to give you a treat, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Later.